Feasibility Study and Establishment of Vermicompost Organic Fertilizer Production in Catapang Agri Farm at San Luis, Batangas. Our product, the Vermicompost fertilizer, also known as Vermicast, is the excrement left behind by earthworms after they digest decomposing organic matter. It strengthens soil health without the nuances associated with compost pile like odor, pest, or vermin. The major users of our product, the vermicast or the vermicompost organic fertilizer, will be the farmers and the farm owners in the municipality of San Luis. Catapang Vermicompost Organic Fertilizer production will be located at the Vermicomposting Facility at Barangay San Martin, San Luis, Batangas.
Good day everyone, my name is Tyron Mago and I'm here to present the market analysis of our feasibility study entitled the Establishment of Vermicompost Organic Fertilizer Production in Catapang Agri Farm, San Luis, Batangas. And in order to study the dynamics of the market and what makes the potential market tick, the proponents of this research conducted a market analysis in order to assess the fluctuations and changes in the demand and supply of fertilizers here in the Philippines. Data on the demand and supply of fertilizers were outsourced in Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority of the Philippines, which is located in Lipa City, Batangas. And these data were being used in order to assess the market background of our product, which is a fertilizer, an organic fertilizer. For the market analysis, we have conducted a survey on 196 farmers in San Luis, Batangas, and results showed that out of these 196 respondents, 94% are willing to avail the vermicompost organic fertilizer, while the remaining 6% are not willing to avail the product if ever there will be a production of the said product in the nearest location. The historical demand. Studying and analyzing the historical demand of a product is an integral part of a feasibility study in a way that it determines the fluctuations or changes on the consumption of that product per annum basis. In this study, we have gathered our data from the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority, which I have mentioned is located in Lipa City, Batangas. And based on our gathered data, we can see here that the lowest consumption or the lowest demand for the fertilizer was recorded in 2009, while the highest was recorded on 2013. This can be subrouted to the fact that during the fiscal years of 2009-2010, we have an economic crisis, and the consumption of goods in that specific year is relatively lower than the other fiscal years. Aside from historical demand, we have also our data for historical supply, which is also gathered in Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority. And we can see here in the graph that the historical supply of fertilizers is fluctuating for over the years. On a span of 10 years, starting from 2006 to 2016, we can see here that the graph is fluctuating but has a trend which is decreasing for over 10 years. And the lowest recorded value was on 2010, which is kind of coinciding with what we have in the historical demand, which has also its lowest value between 2009 and 2010. And based on this historical supply, it signifies that the supply of fertilizer here in the Philippines is not stable enough, thus giving us a broad idea that starting a business for production of fertilizer is good, in a sense that the supply is not enough for the demand of fertilizer. In order to project our supply for the next 10 years, we have used our historical data for the supply of fertilizer here in the Philippines. And we have employed four methods, which is straight line method, arithmetic method, geometric method, and parabolic method. And from these four methods, we chose one which has the least standard deviation, and based on our computation, we have parabolic method as the most appropriate because it has the least standard deviation. And we can see here in our historical supply, in our projected supply, that the projected supply for our fertilizers will be increasing for the next 10 years. Our projection starts from 2020 to 2029, and by the end of 2029, the our projected supply will hit its highest value. For the market share analysis, we have conducted our benchmarking activity in Catapang Farms, which is located in Lipa City, Batangas. They are a production firm which is also producing vermicompost organic fertilizer, and we have gathered our processes, their production, their current inventories. We have gathered them in order for us to know what is really like to start a business like this one. And based on our gathered data, we can see here that Catapang Farms has a total market share, a computed market share of 0.0125% market share, and the other, for our Catapang Vermicompost, we have 0.0067% for our market share. The values are relatively small because we have based our market share from the data we have given by the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority, which is data for the production all over the Philippines. That's why the market share is relatively small. And for the last one, we have price study, and we can see here that the 50 kilograms of fertilizer, vermicompost fertilizer, the manufacturing price is 350 pesos, while the market price is expected to be 450 pesos. That's all. Thank you.
I'm Joan Marcy Barbosa, and I will tackle market program. This is the proposed packaging of CA Farm Vermicompost Fertilizer. You can see the label at the front, while at the back you can see the guarantee analysis and contacts. Catapang Agri Farm will promote their product by offering free samples. CA Farm will participate in agricultural trade shows that are being organized in and around our locality. In order to connect with the local community, CA Farm will sponsor a local event that will help in creating a good impression among your prospective clients. Vouchers will also be distributed in such event. CA Farm created a page dedicated to their business in popular social media websites such as Facebook, and interact with clients on a daily basis. The product. CA Farm Vermicompost Fertilizer is composed of 100% worm castings. It is the ideal organic fertilizer for your plant and crop farming needs. Our vermicompost fertilizer is one of the few organic fertilizer approved for organic rice and vegetable production. These are the product benefits. Enriches soil with microorganisms, improves the plant's root growth and structure, low capital investment and relatively simple technologies make vermicomposting practical for any agricultural regions, saves money from no or minimal use of inorganic fertilizer. The worms do all the processing naturally. The resulting vermicompost or worm cast is rich in nutrients. Vermicast is more valuable to farmers, landscapers, and home gardeners than raw manure or traditional compost. Worm castings conserve moisture and improves soil condition. Natural worm castings are safe to use on your lawn and gardens and will not harm your pets or young ones. Minimize waste and pollutions, will not kill seedlings especially from burning effect. No foul odor, cannot be overused. Manufacturing process. First, select suitable sites. Choose a well-drained area. Second, prepare the compost materials. Gather farm, garden, and animal waste such as animal manure, vegetable trimming, and fruit peelings. Third, prepare the vermibeds. Provide shade to protect the vermibeds from rain and direct sunlight. Place the compost materials into the beds following a 1-to-1 ratio or 75 to 25 compost material to manure ratio. Put the compost material on top. Saturate the materials with water while mixing thoroughly. Cover the bed with plastic sheets. The substrate start to decompose about 1 to 2 weeks. Fourth, stack the vermi or worms. Put the vermi or worms on the bed when the substrate start to decompose at the rate of 1 kilogram vermin for every 1 square meter. 1 square meter bed, which contains about 100 to 200 kg of compost material. Introduce the vermin on different locations of the bed by slightly burying them into the substrate. Fifth, maintain the moisture of the vermin beds. Maintain approximately 60% moisture of the substrate by sprinkling of water. Protect the worms from the predators. Last, harvest the vermicompost. Compost is ready for harvest with 4 to 6 weeks. Separate the vermin or worms from the compost using a screen or shredder. Pack the compost in sack and store for 10 to 14 days in a dry and shady place. Production schedule. The production of vermicompost is within 3 to 4 weeks. The cycle will start upon placing the manures vermis into each bed since the facility is composed of 20 vermi beds in total. Each bed has a yield of 90 kg of compost per harvest. After harvesting, the cycle will continue for the next month. The workers assigned the production will monitor each vermibed over the duration of the production. The annual production of vermicompost is 432 pieces of 50 kg sacks per year.
Good day, I am Joanny Ilaw. This table shows the tools and equipment of Catapang Vermicompost Organic Fertilizer. The materials are 1 mechanical shredder with a unit price of 90,000, 1 sheaving machine with a unit price of 66,666 pesos, 4 shovel with a unit price of 464 pesos point 4 centavos, 2 rake with a unit price of 1,034 pesos point 55 centavos, and 2 wheelbarrow with a unit price of 2,249.5 centavos, with a total cost of tools and equipment 165,090 pesos point 70 centavos.